brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Good morning. Welcome to Mornings at the Cabin. It's Wheeler and Lecter. Ollie is taking a well-deserved morning off, and we are sliding in right at the last second, like Sarah the Conservative sliding into your DMs. Hey. Can I count on your support? You know what, Sarah? I don't support people like
Y'all up out there?
that. Y'all up? What time is it where you are? Same time as where you are, Sarah. We're the same time zone as Alberta. Well, part of us, anyway.
I think the sleep deprivation season is officially seeping in.
I posted this last night on Facebook. I spent 24 years of my life here. I won't tell you how many years there have been total, but I've spent 24 years of my life in this place.
Yeah.
Still, every year. It's effing bright out, bud.
I love it.
I love it, too.
Don't get me wrong.
Get me wrong.
But it takes an adjustment period.
It does. We were bedtime's around 9 some nights. Straight up. It is. Work a lot, long hours, and you go to bed at 9 and the sun's still above the horizon. And you're just like, this is weird.
Yeah. 9:30 rolled around last night, and I was just like, I feel like taking my dogs for a walk or
Absolutely.
something.
And a lot of people are. A lot of people are still out doing their thing. Like it's the daytime.
It's a problem.
It's a good problem to have, I suppose. As long as you got those blackout curtains.
Yeah.
I can't not have those anymore.
It's going to be a long, fun, exhausting summer.
It's going to be great. And we'll get some sleep eventually.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler and Lecter with you on your something or other morning. I believe it's a Tuesday. Is it?
It is.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Monday. No, not Monday for you. I don't know. Your week is just out to lunch.
I mean, Ollie and I are the only ones that take these mornings off anymore. You're here every day, like a marathon man.
Well, it's a dedication to the company.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's something inside.
It's something inside that cannot be described, and it cannot be quantified. But can it be commodified? A little bit. We pay you a little bit of money.
Yeah, well, that's true.
There you go. And I think I would take less mornings off if I didn't have the other full-time gig. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just need a little bit more sleep.
Can I make a confession? Yesterday morning.
You were about to text right as I was texting?
I literally had my phone in my hand.
I know. I saw it.
How do you know?
Because I was messaging the group, and then all of a sudden, a little bubble came up.
And then you typed a little faster?
No. I was just like, I'm just gonna take the morning, guys. I gotta do some stuff and blah blah blah. And then I hit, and like as I was about to hit send, your little bubble popped. I was like, send. And then I put it away and I went back to sleep.
Oh man, that felt like a slap in the face when I saw that message come. I was like, well, I guess I gotta get up.
Are you kidding me?
I was so ready.
I saw it
to sleep in.
I saw it.
And then just boom in the face.
And then Ollie was like, I'm not gonna be here tomorrow either. I was like, oh, Scott. Yeah, I saw that.
Don't worry.
It did not stop me from sending my message.
I am human, after all.
Yes,
despite what I may display sometimes.
Superhuman something?
By the way, can you turn up the news fader for a minute?
Fader, yeah.
I've got something.
On air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, preferably.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Something important I would like to contribute to this morning's show.
I'm really glad we have a subject.
Okay, we can have a morning show now. I'm ready.
You really love that.
That's so good. For those who weren't listening, I think last week,
yeah,
that was Jesse's dolphin impression.
Pretty good.
Because Ollie brought out a jar of pickled herring.
Yeah,
and you were doing everything you could not to gag.
Just gag
on the air.
Oof.
You did gag a couple of times, and then it just evolved into a dolphin.
Well, just like he's like feeding himself fish. He's right. Dangling above the dolphin's mouth. It's like I can't do that. And that's him eating the fish.
Yes.
And then,
yes, of course.
Oh, it's a little bit on the nose. I was going to talk about something that now we've just spent this entire break talking about this. Also, what did I tell you about Gordon Lightfoot in the morning? What did I tell you?
I don't know.
I said I didn't want it anymore.
But you played it anyway.
Because I forgot to replace it.
And aren't you in a better mood now because of it?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
What are we talking about?
We not anymore. We're not talking about anything.
Talking now.
Well, no, I wanted to. I mean,
I thought that was going to like kind of put us into
it
gear
usually
there.
does, but now we've gone too long. But I will say this, because I know everybody's talked about it in the last 2 days, and I missed yesterday, so I get a chance to talk about it. You probably talked about it, obviously, on Cabin Sports Radio last night.
Oh, yes.
I got to talk about Kawhi.
Okay.
I got to talk about Kawhi Leonard,
right.
and I mean, the biggest shot in Raptors history.
Yeah.
Although the Globe and Mail right after it said Kawhi Leonard sends the Raptors to their first Eastern Conference Finals. Like, nope, no, it's not. It's their second. They went.
Is it really?
They went in 2016 against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, they did too.
Yeah, the year
Yeah.
the Cavaliers won, the Raps were in the Eastern Conference Final and lost 4-2.
All right. Well,
There you go.
that took the wind out of everyone's sails.
Well, no, I mean,
nobody
still-
remembers 2016.
It's
Jesse.
still pretty incredible, and it was no one does. That's the thing. No one does. It's just been since 2016. Everybody's just like disconnecting from memory because it's like everything's terrible. But like it was the first buzzer beater to just in a deciding Game 7, not an elimination game because there was Jordan's shot against the Cavaliers like 91 or whatever, or 89, but the first buzzer beater to win a Game 7 in NBA history,
Okay.
which is pretty cool.
So, not that great a shot.
Nah, pretty good. And the thing is, like, it bounced 4 times. It
Yeah.
took 3.5 seconds from the first bounce to that ball going through the hoop.
It was honestly the most movie-like thing
It was
I think
crazy.
I have ever seen
It
in a
was
pro
crazy.
sports moment.
And everybody's released that clip to different music. Like, I've seen
Yes.
it to Sandstorm, the Avengers theme.
Sandstorm.
My Heart Will Go On. Yeah, Darude Sandstorm.
Yeah, wow. How would that work?
It just as soon as it landed, it was like
Oh,
it
that's
went
when
through
the
the hoop
bass
and it was like,
drop. Ah, okay. Okay. I see. Yeah,
you could do that with a dolphin.
That works.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
But I mean, that's obviously very exciting, and I don't know how they're going to do against the Bucks, man. That's going to be tough.
Be an interesting series. Yeah. Mike is
Convinced that Giannis is going to be just all over it.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, and I mean, and the other thing is that like, if they make it through Milwaukee, they have Golden State or Portland to go up against. Like,
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing.
Golden
And
State's been
probably Golden State.
to 4 straight finals.
Yeah.
He's won 3 of them.
So let's not get our hopes up.
No.
That's what we're saying.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. It's a Toronto sports team.
Let's
Don't
just-
ever get your hopes up.
Keep those hopes down.
Yeah.
Because that's probably already the case. Nobody's getting ahead of themselves in Toronto. That's not what happens.
Is this the greatest NBA team ever assembled? Only time will tell.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Trade show was this past weekend, and I know I missed yesterday, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Had a great time. Thank you to everyone who participated with us and did some cut-ins and came by. Big thanks to everybody who came by. Like, literally every couple of minutes, people were coming by and saying, you guys are doing a great job. Love the bit. When are you on FM? I won't listen to you until you're on FM. And thank you. Thank you for that. But thank you to everyone who came by. It was wonderful. A little exhausting, but wonderful to hear all the support that we have gained in the first year here. Also, some people telling us how we could do things a little bit better.
First of all, I got to say, this recap of yesterday's morning show has been great so far. It's
so good.
really covering everything that we
I didn't listen.
that we covered on Monday morning. It's been fantastic.
Oh, good. Good. I like repeats, but I haven't seen it. It's new to me.
That's right. Mornings at the Cabin, now in syndication.
We've done over
On its
100
own.
episodes. So, all right. Well, you know what? Then we don't have to talk about it.
we can.
No, we're just going to sit here in silence, and then I'll play Pearl Jam. Well, I mean, you just told me this story. Did you talk about this yesterday?
No, we didn't talk about
Okay,
this
so we didn't
yesterday.
talk about this.
No, we
Okay,
talked-
well, I just want to give my thanks to people for the trade show. For
Before
coming by.
launching in on
Before
people.
launching in on some guy who's telling us that our our stuff is crap and that we should be doing it differently. So you met this person. I didn't. I had not arrived yet. But tell us this story. This is pretty funny.
So early Sunday morning of of course, part of the trade show is that you meet other business owners and kind of talk about your different industries, and sometimes there's a bunch of industries that line up well together. One with us would of course be the promotions industry. Mm-hmm. So we met an older German gentleman who came up and was looking at some of our merch, and And I wasn't sure if he was a fan of Cabin Radio or something yet, but he seemed really interested in our hats in particular. And so I introduced myself and asked him how his trade show was going. Mm-hmm. And he picked up one of our hats and he's just like, you guys could do better.
Thank you.
So, of course, like, well, yeah, we know that. We're working on it. Give us a break.
Our hats are awesome. I don't like, these are great.
Yeah. Well, I guess his concern was that we are not speaking to the kids. What the kids want these days is, and for those who are familiar with our Cabin Radio hats, they got the icon, the app icon, as we like to call it, right front and center there.
I don't like calling it the app icon.
You don't like calling it the app icon?
It's the icon. It's the thing we should be building our entire brand around. It doesn't have to be the app icon.
Shawn Michaels is the icon. Right. Just
fair enough.
Hold
fair
on.
Enough. The icon TM.
Brakes.
So ours is the app icon.
That's
no,
right.
it's the symbol. Like that. This is the whole thing with Cabin Radio underneath it. This is the whole thing. The icon.
It's the cabin.
That's right.
Okay. The speaker, the radio speaker.
No, it's
just the app.
It's in your story.
The logo. Okay. So he's like, this is okay. This is okay. Like it's a nice logo, but it doesn't say enough about your business. And I thought briefly about saying, it's mostly because it's supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be easily recognizable.
Yes, absolutely.
And immediately synonymous with what we are, which is Cabin Radio.
Which it is.
And thus is used as our app icon. It, when we first saw it, that was the first thing we thought. Once we do have a mobile app developed, this is going to be the perfect logo to use for that. And I think it's worked out so well so far. But
I think so.
This gentleman thought we could do better. Huh. One of his suggestions included moving the cabin logo to the side of the hat, a little like tilt kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then a Cabin Radio up the other side.
Yeah.
A vertical.
Of course.
Vertical font.
Of course.
Apparently that's what the kids want these days.
I mean, if you talk to kids, you see them on the street, every one of them wears their hat tilted to the side.
That's right.
So that's why that would work out for the kids.
Circa 1995.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything old is new again.
If anything, you see more kids wearing their hats like front and center nowadays.
Front and center.
More, it's like it's coming back around.
Yeah. Oh, I did, before we get into why this German man should shut up and go away. Walt Humphreys on Sunday was wearing one of our heather gray hats.
Walt was rocking a cabin hat.
Rocking a cap.
Yeah.
Straight brim, sticker still on it, slightly askew.
Damn.
He looked badass.
No doubt.
It was so good.
Ballin'.
So good. Ballin'. Absolutely ballin'.
Is that how that's used properly?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was Walton.
I didn't get... He was Walton.
That's right.
I love it.
Okay. Well, first of all, like the icon, the icon for what it is and for what it shows and for the audience that knows us is perfect. It doesn't need to say anything more. Making it busier up there doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Right.
But you said that he had some other suggestions
he did.
for some merch or for some swag.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what? Try an ice scraper. Because he was talking about the kids. And I mean, if kids like anything, it's an ice scraper.
Well, they all got cars, right?
That's right.
All the kids.
That's right.
All the kids
so they need
cars.
ice scrapers.
He was slightly more impressed with our beer koozies.
Okay. Which only have the icon on them as well.
Yeah. Again, he was like, these are okay, but consider this credit card style ice scraper that you can just slide into your wallet. This is the kind of thing that people don't throw out, Jesse.
No.
Promotional products that are functional.
People throw out hats
practical
all the time and sweaters. Yeah. No, you know what people throw out? Like pieces of swag like that. An ice scraper. That goes in your junk drawer, and then you find it 4 years later, and you're like, oh, yeah. And it's the stuff you carry around in your junk drawer for decades.
But we're in the north.
Yeah,
lots and lots of ice to scrape.
Exactly, which is exactly why a portable ice scraper in your wallet makes no sense. Because if you have a car, you've already got like a deluxe ice scraper / brush.
Probably like 3 of them in various states of repair.
Absolutely. So those don't make any sense. And I mean,
Okay,
I like
okay.
this. I
You
like
make
the
a good
squishy
point.
balls. I'm not going to do a squishy ball. We're not doing a squishy ball for Cabin Radio.
I don't think this gentleman had any use for a
Pen
squishy
lights,
ball.
like the ones that like. The
Well, you can't go
little
wrong with pen lights.
We're not doing that either.
We're not doing that?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
We don't even have pens, and I'm happy about that.
It's true.
I don't want pens.
Who doesn't need pens?
That's the thing. Everybody does pens.
Because we all need pens. We're always writing.
Okay, so when I make a sale at the other job that I have
Yes.
at Aurora Ford, whatever,
You give
everybody does.
pens.
We give swag out. Like there's,
I got some of them
there's-
pens.
Oh, right. There's coffee mugs. There's pint glasses, calendars, little things like toques and stuff. Just
Yes.
be like, hey, thanks. This is some stuff from us.
Right.
And like we have up to 4 boxes of pens. So at the bottom of a bag, I'll just be like coffee cups, a couple of things, a toque, calendar, handful of pens, just to get rid of them.
So many pens.
Just to get rid of them,
Yeah.
because it's just like everybody's got pens.
I love it.
Everybody gives away pens.
I love it. I was happy with it. I'm happier with the pen collection than I am with the car.
Please stop.
Those pens have not disappointed me in any way.
I
shape, or-
hate what you're doing. Hate it. So to the older German gentleman, that's great. Thank you so much for your concern.
Just slight tilt.
Just slightly to the left,
To the side.
Yeah, slight tilt with the
Cabin radio.
No, we're
Up.
not doing that.
Up
We're not doing
the
that.
seam.
And that's fine. I'm glad he reached out. I'm glad he's got a lot of expertise.
does.
We're not going to listen to it. I think our merch is pretty badass, and I got compliments from other badass merch companies, including Woodyard and Old Town Paddle Co., saying our merch looks pretty damn good.
Oh.
So there you
Really?
go. Yeah,
Oh, well, the heck with that guy then.
that's right.
All right.
That's right. So to him, I say, "Der Preis ist falsch, Schlamper."
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast, where we delete all the bad bits and make them sound at least semi-coherent.
Before we get into this whole break, this will be a Game of Thrones related break, and there might be spoilers. So actually, there won't be. I will be vague enough that there will not be. Also, watch the damn show. God, if you don't watch it, God, yes. All right, what do you got?
No, you know what? Don't watch the show.
No, yeah, you know what?
too
Don't-
late.
Yeah, everybody hates it now. Apparently.
Oh, I don't got anything.
You said turn up the news fader.
Well, just in case.
For what? Just in case what?
I've decided that maybe this, if you like get too worked up about something, I'll just fire off your dolphin, and that'll just bring us back. Kind of recenter us, refocus the break.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I was
It
thinking.
reminds me of my audition days in Vancouver. So Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 5, very divisive. Now the lowest rated episode in GOT history. This is the lowest rated season. I don't know. I kind of get people's complaints about like dismantled character arcs, bad decisions. There have been. When you're trying to cram everything into these shortened seasons, time is very different. And there are some complaints that I have, but I mean,
Should we
for
just
the most part,
Sorry, I was just gonna, before you get too into it, should we just throw in? I know you already said spoiler alert, but should we just throw in intermittent spoiler alerts? You know how
spoiler, just in case I give away a little too much.
You know, like as a watermark when you're trying to like steal a promotional company's like background image or something like that. We're just spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but
No, never done that.
never. So the
Spoiler
episode
alert,
on
spoiler
the episode on Sunday, very divisive episode. The big twist, and everybody complaining about that twist, saying like, have been like kind of run the gamut between like didn't see that coming to strong female character is now crazy. That's sexist. And it's like no, it's not. Okay, first of all. This
It's
has
a TV show,
First of all, it's a TV show, and second of all, this has been hinted at for every season since the show began.
Yeah.
So like, there's that as well. Like, this character has basically been told by people that you can't do that because you'll lose in the
Right.
long run.
Right.
And then she did that, and now everybody's like, where'd that come from? It's like, well. She's been doing it every season.
But we like her.
And then, yeah, exactly right. And this is what's so kind of cool about that twist is like, oh, we've been cheering for the wrong person this entire time, which draws parallels basically to what we were talking about, I think, last week in manufacturing consent and things like that, where we're propagandized certain things and we are like, forced or like convinced to cheer for a side, even though To the other side, we're the enemy, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So to that side, she's the enemy. To our side, she was the hero of the story.
Yeah.
So it's not really a huge twist. It's like, oh my God, she actually did it. Whereas like a friend of mine and I were arguing yesterday via text, and he was like, no, this is that, and this is this, and this is this. It's like, it hasn't been hinted at. She only did it to her enemies. It's like her enemies were the good guys to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so like
Right.
part of this is about like not escaping your fate. Also part of this is like the line between enemies and allies is incredibly thin and very blurred.
Right.
So like there's that going on, and it just looked incredible. Now there have been a lot of like plot armor things and like plot hole coverings in this season, blah, 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 blah. But it's been a solid season. That was a solid episode. A lot of people are angry about how another character passed. And it's like, I don't know.
Don't forget the main storyline here.
Yeah.
That love is confusing.
It's confusing.
It's hard.
Love's hard, guys. And we can't help who we love.
You can't.
And that's just how it goes.
Even if they do awful things, I mean, then we still have a decision to make.
That's right. Should I stay with my new girlfriend? Should I go back to my old girlfriend? I don't know.
Should I just like stay single for a while and like figure out who I am?
That's right.
I don't know.
That's right. So I mean, it was a solid episode. Still, people complaining that Bran's not doing anything, and that's fair. That's kind of fair. But like,
Bran, or is he doing everything?
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, I mean, I don't think the three-eyed Raven's there to like give you warnings. He's there to be like, I see what's going to happen.
Yeah. No, he's just all about hindsight.
Well, right. I mean, like he's just kind of like he knows what's going to happen, but he also knows that it can't be changed. That's the whole point. Like there's the scene in episode 3 where Theon says sorry for what he did to Bran.
Yes.
And for what he's done to try to get some sort of closure. And Bran's like, everything you've done has brought you here.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't done those things, we wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
With the chance to slay the Night King. Spoilers! It's 4 weeks ago.
Spoiler alert,
you know what I mean?
alert.
So like that's a spoiler done. So like this is about fate, about not being able to escape your fate, and maybe this character's fate in this last episode was always to do that. Oh, by the way, if you've read the books, welcome to Book Daenerys. If you know anything about the book, this is what it's always been about. And this is probably the way the books are going to end too. So stop talking about how this season is a dumpster fire, because it's not really. It's still a solid season. It's just that like nobody wants the show to end, for one. Nobody wants it to end, and they've all got their theories. And if their theories do not get made out to be true, then they're like, well, this is crap. This is how I would have ended it. And it's like, okay. But they're also kind of forced to do some things for fan service as well, and also for spectacle. So I don't know. The last episode is going to be very interesting, and I mean, we're always going to be disappointed. I don't think a show like this, that's beloved by so many people and is so huge, can ever come to a satisfactory end for everyone. There's always going to be people that are going to complain about it, and this is what we've seen all season. It's like season 8, it's so stupid, and like, yeah, there's some stupid things. There's also some stupid things in the first 3 seasons. What are you going to do?
Well, I'll tell you what you're going to do.
What? Watch it? All right.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
In Yellowknife, we do love to go to the dump. I don't like to call it a dump. Call it the transfer station, like they do in the lower mainland in BC.
Right.
Transfer station.
Waste transfer or material transfer?
Either way.
Station. How much are we softening this exactly?
I don't, not much.
Okay.
So we go to the dump. We call it Waikia because there's plenty of things to grab from the dump.
Yes.
You know, people leave. They, throw out chairs and whatnot, and people go down there and check it out. It's like, hey, free chair, free TVs sometimes, free cans of paint.
I feel like when people discover that going to the dump is a thing here and like there's an actual reason, rather than just to throw your crap out,
rather than just being trash,
they get really excited.
They do.
Yeah.
There's some great stuff down there.
Mm-hmm.
So It's a kind of a big part of it. It's not a big part, but I mean, it's a part of Yellowknife. It's a thing here in Yellowknife, absolutely. And if the city were to get rid of it or to tell you that you couldn't do it anymore, there would be an uprising.
Did you know, actually, if you check it out on Google Maps, it's labeled as Waikia?
I hope it is.
It is.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah?
That's great.
If it's not, if it's changed, then just forget I said that.
That's right. So yeah, there would be a kerfuffle if people were told they couldn't do that anymore. Well,
Probably.
our neighbors to the west, the thing we get confused for most, the Yukon territory, the Yukon government says it's planning on eliminating dump shopping.
Oh, really?
That's right. The minister says fines for illegal dumping also to rise from $100 to $10,000. Okay, that makes sense. But to go to the dump and shop, no longer going to be allowed.
Illegal dumping.
Well, yeah, it's just a
somewhere
secondary
other
headline.
than.
So they're doing like a spate of of new rules, basically.
Okay.
So no dump shopping, and illegal dumping is going to be. It used to be $100, and now it's $10,000 because they have a real problem with it. Right. So like illegal dumping obviously just means like I don't want to go to the dump and pay $10 to dump my stuff. I'm going to dump it on the side of the road.
Yeah.
At the sand pits or whatever.
Okay, I mean, we can all get behind that.
Which garbage people do here in Yellowknife all the time, and people
Seen
who
it
do
happen.
that are garbage.
Yep.
So they're doing that. There's a whole spate of like just different rules being set up, and one of them is not being able to go to the dump to shop.
Okay.
So
But like,
why?
Okay, why? Yeah.
Well, I imagine it's dangerous. I guess. I mean, yeah. I think that's part of it. Maybe it's a liability issue. And what they're saying here is there's not much saying here. It's just like they're
That's just the rule.
The focus
changing.
seems to be on the illegal dumping, which is great. They've had a real dramatic rise in it. So trying to curb that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what they're saying is that they don't want people to dump shop anymore.
Like, are people getting hurt?
I don't know.
doing
It doesn't
or-
actually say in this article. I just thought it was an interesting topic because in Yellowknife that would not be looked upon fairly.
Well, I mean, not without a reasonable reason for it. Like, because I mean, yeah, like.
Well, even getting hurt is not really a reason.
Well, I guess a liability thing, like that's,
Yeah, I mean, like if-
liability tends to ruin all good things in
That's
life.
right. Like if somebody fell into a dumpster and broke their leg or got crushed by something, then
Yeah,
that would be something different.
Yeah, for sure. You could see something stemming from that. I would think there are other measures we could take before we're just like, no, it's not allowed. You can never do it again. Because, I mean, the whole point of allowing people to do that is repurposing stuff that is otherwise just going to sit around in a pile of garbage. How there's nothing negative about that. Potentially. Again, unless people are hurting themselves or hurting others.
People are getting hurt or hurting. That's right. Unless people are dumping bodies at the dump.
If you see people shopping at the dump,
leave them alone.
Don't throw garbage at them.
Yeah, that's exactly
all right.
Absolutely
Let's
right.
look out for one another,
especially if they're big appliances, which seems to be an issue.
Don't throw your couches on top of people. Is that too much to ask?
It's a good rule of thumb for day-to-day life.
Right? We go on top of couches, not the other way around.
That's right. That's right. I'm a top to a couch's bottom.
That's right.
I don't want to be a switch in this relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to overstate it, but I think if that was to be imposed here in Yellowknife, that would cause riots.
It might.
The streets would burn.
The dump would probably burn.
Because there'd be garbage in the
streets. It's like, you're not going to let us shop here? We're just going to dump our stuff in the middle of Franklin.
That's right.
Anybody want some shoes? I just dumped a bag of shoes in the middle of Franklin. The other thing I wanted to do is we'll put that aside.
Okay.
Now, you and I joke. There's a long-running joke on this show that I don't have any friends. It's not really a joke.
No.
I mean,
I meant no. It's not true. It's not.
No,
you do have friends.
No, that's
you
not
do.
true. No, I don't. And I get invited to your house a lot. Like Nicole invited me for Thanksgiving. Well, I mean the major ones: Thanksgiving,
periodically.
Easter. Yeah. Okay. So not a lot. Not in the circle, but and I don't invite anyone. Like Phoenix and I were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
We've never invited anyone to our, like, ever.
Yeah, I was going to make a point of that a while ago.
Yeah.
The fact that you were, I think, badgering me for not inviting you to something.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesse, I would just like to point out, I've never once been invited to your place. To be fair.
It's true. We have our little habitat, and we don't like people in it. It's a little energy space. But Nicole reached out a few weeks back with a text saying, we want to play some Catan. Let us know when we can play some Catan.
Right. This has been years in the making.
Years. And Phoenix was talking with some of her friends from Mamma Mia. They were saying they wanted to do a games night.
Okay.
So they set up a games night for this Sunday.
Okay.
And we would like to invite you and Nicole to come play Catan with us on Sunday. Now, I know this is short notice. Also, it's the long weekend. You're probably at the cabin this weekend, but I thought I'd do this live on the air because it's the first time I've ever invited you to my house.
Wow. Thank you.
And I wanted a chance for you to just reject it out of hand on the air.
So we're busy.
I know.
We're we're going to be at the cabin. It's May long weekend.
This is your excuse to get out of anything for the entire summer.
You will not see me all summer.
I know.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
That's lovely.
That is the last time I put myself out there.
But also to be fair, even if we weren't going to be the cabin Sunday night, it's Game of Thrones.
What are we doing? I don't even know what we're thinking. I don't even know what we're thinking.
The biggest moment in television ever.
But are we taking the Monday off? We're taking the Monday off. So
absolutely.
I mean, we were gonna get together at like 6 and then play a game or two and then probably watch Game of Thrones.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna watch it Monday.
But you're gonna watch Monday because you're at the cabin.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Well.
But thank you. That was a very nice invite.
All right.
And it will never happen again.
Ever. Ever. No, it'll probably happen. It'll just take a long time.
Gotta work up that courage again after this harsh rejection.
For 5 years. That's the first time that's ever happened.
What a momentous occasion.
This is why I hate people. I don't. No, I figured you would be busy, but she wanted to invite some other people. And I was like,
not us,
no,
other people.
Well, because she had forgotten that Nicole sent out that invitation.
Oh, okay.
So she was talking with Mamma Mia people,
right?
And so I was like, no, we have to invite them first because they reached out, and I basically was like, they're going to say no anyway. So
let's just whatever. It's courtesy invite. Well strategized. Strategized.
It wasn't a strategy. I just figured it's a long weekend. You'd probably be at the cabin, but I wanted to extend that invitation to come play Catan at our house, which you have now rejected and will never be asked again.
Next time.
Nope.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.